I can't move if it ain't about no money, no. It's fuck you if a nigga acting funny, though. I can't lose, cause winning is all my niggas know. I can't lose, cause winning is all my niggas know.
Necessary Podcast. I'm your host, Nip Swag. It's your host, Frisco. Yeah, Phoenix the God in the building, and E-Hand.
You know, real estate sport here. What's up, baby?
For sure. Episode 25. Episode 25 is going to be talking about the infamous N-word. I'm going to tell you a short story. Last week after the show, we went to a restaurant to eat and have a good time. We chilling. There are a plethora of black people in there. It's really diverse in there. And we order our food, and a Latina fella is in there telling a story, and he's yelling, 10 niggas. Excessively, 10 niggas. That was the only part of the story. 10 niggas. That's all you heard. 10 niggas. Over and over. The white people sitting next to him got their head down like we not with them. The black people are looking like, are we still beating people up for saying niggas? Man. And he's saying it, and the people he with like, okay, where's the rest of the story? Stop saying 10 niggas. So, we want to know, who's the N-word, folks? Are we still tripping about people using it? Where it originated from? Should we still be using it? Who can use it and who can't? Nobody. Can Drake say the N-word?
No.
He's half black.
He's half black.
He's tried it a couple of times.
She got to go. Absolutely not.
Tell him why, friend.
First of all, your mother's white.
Okay.
So therefore, I know people say, "Oh, you are what your father is," because they want to use the Bible when it's convenient for them. But no, you're not. You are what your mother is. Your grandmother was pregnant with you.
So mom can't say nigga.
Hell no.
Oh, mama. But if my mom walked up to me right now like, "What's up, nigga?" I'd be like, "What's up?"
And I was deep.
Yeah, I caught that.
That's disrespectful. Like, for instance, when people say, "Well, I'm half black." Okay, well, we all have something. Why do you get to claim the most powerful part when you can't produce that? You can't reproduce black unless you get with black. So you're not black, you're half black. If somebody said, "Oh, I got these pit bull puppies for sale," you say, "Oh, well, let me see a picture of the parents." And they show you a picture of the mama's a German Shepherd. Is that a pit bull? No, it's not a pit bull.
It's a mutt.
It's a mutt. It's not a pit bull.
He bought a Rothschild from my cousin. He told me it was a pit bull. He got mad. Get into it with my cousin. I said, "Sweetie, he got 9 dogs with him. Are one of them a pit bull?" What made you think he got a pit bull with him?
So then if that's the case, then that means Cardi B can't say nigga. That means Kevin Gates can't say nigga. There's a lot of Gates. Kevin Gates is Puerto Rican and black.
But
okay, so Hispanics are okay, is what you're saying, or is it certain Hispanics?
because he was a Latino fella that was doing it.
Yeah, right.
But not every black person in there uncomfortable. Like,
and it was crazy because we were sitting at the table. It was 3 of us, right?
yeah.
And we never said nothing to each other.
Yeah.
But you could tell the vibe.
And
And I was sitting there and I was ready to say, shut the ooh, I was
really running through my head like, is we still tripping about this? Should I be the one saying?
Nah, you wasn't tripping, bro. Because I was sitting there and then, well, I look at him.
We really got to still do this.
Nip is looking down at the table like, man.
He got about 2 more. I'm sitting there. It's a limit.
Right. And then I'm
doing too much.
He said, we need to do a show about this. I said, oh my God, you took the words right out my mouth because it was like he wanted everybody to hear him say the word. You know what I mean? And I was doing some research to answer your question about where it really originated. So we all know the word nigger originally originated from, I believe, was it Spain? It was Niger for black. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So then, of course, the Europeans took that and decided to use that as the way to describe or identify Africans. You know, when you're not African anymore, now you are nigger. Not even black. They don't even call you black, you're just nigger, but we know what that word means. It means black, right? So then from there, I forgot what rapper it was, I believe in 1970, he made a song and used the word nigger.
Yeah.
But we all know they was using that word before that. 'Cause my daddy grew up on the streets, you know what I mean? And that's how they would talk to each other. In the 1920s, black people used that word all the time because that's just what you were used to being called. It wasn't, they weren't using it as being disrespectful towards each other, but that's what they were used to being called. So when you're conditioned to used to hearing something on a regular basis, you're not taking it as a negative. You're like, no, you're.
So let me say this. I've been watching Genius on Disney Plus, and that's this TV show with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They mixed their story back and forth, and I was watching the scene where the teacher told him, "Now, Malcolm, you can't be a lawyer. You're a nigger, and that's not realistic for a nigger." So they used to call us that to our face,
Yes.
and then we took it from them. We want to be called Negroes just to call ourselves that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like we took it from y'all. Y'all can't call us that no more, but we gonna use it excessively.
Right.
So much to make y'all want to use it, but you better not say it.
Right.
Though.
Right.
Don't say it. You will get canceled barely. But Jon Stewart got canceled off the Daily Show because he said the N-word, and he's still doing it.
Is he a white man?
He's definitely all Caucasian.
Well, that right there, if you're white, just don't. I've never had any of my friends who were of a different race ever use that word around me. I used to dance. Perfect environment. You in a strip club. Okay, so everything goes. We know everything goes in a strip club. We had a white girl who worked there. She was born and raised in Detroit. Never used that word. And I even asked her, I said, you never said that word? All she did was black men. She got pictures when she was kids in school with black people, like real black people. You know what I mean? And she was like, never. She was like, I've never used that word. I've never.
She wanna live.
I mean, if she can say that it's disrespectful, why use it so much with each other though?
We're really looking at two different things. You hit on something extremely important, and that's the origin of the word. The origin of the word in the context coming back from Spain, you know the word, we look at the root word of Negro, it was NEC, because the G's and all that they put in there in Spanish. But it was NEC or the NEC means dead. So it was these were very wise people. The Spanish enslaved hella different people. Right? And so, but they used these words to describe the people that they would rob. That they would rob of being able to do for themselves. And a person that is not able to do for themselves is considered in the world of human psychology dead. Alright, so that's where that came from. So even with us, Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, when we came here, that was the main part of what made us slaves, right? And not being enslaved.
Right.
What made us slaves was that we stayed. And when we could run, we didn't.
Right.
That's because we were put into a class. So when you go back into the history of it, right, you're talking class and category. Now when you move post hip hop, now you're talking about people that are trying to embrace a culture, and that's where the cross come in at.
So tell me this. I stopped using the word for a long time. I feel like it kind of snuck back into my vocabulary. Should we still be using the N-word with each other?
Now, point blank period, no. And the fact that we have to have this conversation about who can and who can't, just say no. If it's offensive when somebody else call you that, then why are you gonna call yourself that? If the word is offensive or it's not, you can sit there all day long and say, well, I don't mean it like that as a term of endearment. It's still a disrespectful. It's still disrespectful. So I mean, yeah, do I use it? Yeah.
So I got a combination.
I'm looking at you like, friend.
I got a combination of niggas in my category. You feel me? My vocabulary. My nigga. This nigga. And old so-and-so ass nigga.
Right. Bitch ass nigga.
Old so-and-so ass nigga.
Smart ass nigga.
But then you also got acting a nigga.
Yeah.
So that goes for the professionals, right? The professionals, sometimes you're a professional, but then still act a nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's called a nigga moment from the moon. Yeah, that nigga moment. I have to stop myself constantly from not. I'll be like, nah. My first reaction can't be the right one. Let me be that there.
Especially with him.
Let me stop.
See,
Especially with him.
that's why when you ask that question, who can say nigga and who can't.
Right.
Just like in every person there's an inner child.
Yes.
If you a foundational Black American, you got nigga.
You got some-
That means that that's the part that is about survival.
Right.
But you do have black people that give honorary members of other races that grew up in that neighborhood the nigga pass. Now that's cool. That's cool amongst your friend circle. But when you reach outside of that and you try that somewhere where they don't know you, like, hey, your pass ain't good over here, guy. It's only good.
No pass is nice
on
on
circle. No, I've seen it for sure.
No, I know.
I remember the Cambodians used to call each other nigga more than we did.
I really don't like that.
You know what I mean? Like it's other cultures that have picked it up and use it with each other so much that when they see us, they try to use it with us because they're so comfortable with it. Like, bruh, you only got a pass. You got a limited access pass. You don't have a all.
You ain't even got a limited access pass, bro.
I have to say this. To me, personally, nigga is not just black. Nigga means the bottom. So Asians have a bottom.
Yeah.
Cambodians and Filipinos are going to be considered the bottom Asians. Those are the niggas at the origin. Then you have the white people are going to be your Irish. Those are the niggas of the Caucasian. Your Hispanics, even though they're Italians.
The Mexicans.
The Italians? No.
They are very close to this one.
Yeah, but with the Italians, they actually have black blood in them. So that's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
They don't claim it.
They don't have to. We know what happened in history. Ask the Moors about that.
All right.
No, that's- they know what's in their history. They know, they're quite aware. That's why they have that racist,
Overdose.
yeah. For that.
So is it always racist for another culture to use that word?
Nah.
No, it's just
Nah.
Man, what is racist though? Because that's such a.
no. It's not racist.
I don't think it's racist. I don't
Okay,
think
is
they
it-
hate you.
It's not bigoted, right? It's not an epithet, right?
Is it a derogatory racial slur
It is.
when used by?
It is very
Because
Is it a racial slur automatically when used by another culture?
depends on how they say it.
Nah.
Now, ER at the end.
Yeah, you put the ER in, you
I
got
grew up eating lots of bagels. I wear a hat with the curls and everything. I walk up to you and say, "What's up, my Jew? What's up with you?" Under no circumstances do I do that to a Jew. Or what's up? Using different racial slurs with different cultures. If a black person would like that, and you don't know them like that and have that access, you will automatically be deemed, a black racist.
Yeah.
An anti-Semite.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you hate Jews, right?
Right.
Oh, you already know it's trying to be
And I'm not even be like it's derogatory. Like, why is it so derogatory to call him a Jew? You know what I mean?
Right, and it goes
Is it from the Holocaust and all
Well,
that?
they're not Jews.
It goes,
They're Jewish.
It goes back to the point of they're able to define themselves, and that's the tricky part about the word. They define themselves and define what they want to be called. We were called that and had to flip it. You know what I'm saying? We were called that and had to flip it. So I think that's where the gray area is on the Jewish side. Every other people have defined themselves. We're the only people who had to take, we had to take pieces of the whole and make chicken. We had to make peas and make green. So, and it's the same thing. And that defines, our foundational culture here. Of course, you had different people that were, wise here, but in mass, most of us they get enslaved regardless of what you do.
Okay.
Friend, itch your lips.
Come on with it.
Look.
We here now.
I think we have to understand too, because I know the Foundation of Black Americans, I hear people talk about it all the time. A lot of these Foundation of Black Americans were not brought on ship, they were already here. They're indigenous. We are indigenous for the most part. Most of the slave trade went to Brazil. That's why they have, those big festivals, they have more African influence. We're not watered down Africans, okay? There are things that Black America makes up 0.2% of the world population, and everyone knows who we are. I can't name 5 African artists. I bet you go to Africa, they can name 5 American artists that are black. You go anywhere in this world and hear us. I watched a rap battle in Palestinian and Israel. They had a rap battle. I don't know what the hell they say. They did it in their native language, but I know that's my shit. We're an element, so when people say things like, oh, well, we came over here. We ain't come over here no shit. They can't do what we do. They can't do what we do. You don't have an African Aretha Franklin. You don't have an African Aretha Franklin. You don't have an African Michael Jackson. That came from here. That vibrato came from this earth. It grew out this dirt. So when people always try to make it look like our existence started on a boat ride over here, I do find that to be offensive. We were somebody before slavery happened, and we somebody after slavery.
So you say the Middle Passage didn't bring millions of Africans over here?
It did. But I'm just saying, it was already
That's
really
not very.
well.
I think the Native Americans was here. You said.
That goes back to Pangea.
But I'm saying that also
That goes back to Pangea.
Because I see Native Americans, they like
You are on the same when you say that, right? And that is true. But there was also, we had already discovered the best parts of the planet Earth, right? So think about this. Think about a continent that gets hail, wind, hurricane, earthquake, extreme heat, extreme cold, all of this stuff. America's probably the only continent with all of that in one place. Okay? We already been all the way around I agree with you, yeah, with people here with trickles of us here, but we already discovered that that's not a part that we want to be on. Right? So we chose Africa, right? We chose, especially over in East Africa, pushing out to Yemen, the Middle East, right? We stayed up out to the caves. Right? You remember that? We stayed up. Bro, I done read so much of God there. So, you remember that? No, because it's the real. You know what I'm saying? But so what I'm saying is when they came out of the caves and brought us, when they came out of the caves and started conquering, okay, with the Inquisitions and all that, the Vikings and the advent of the Catholic Church and the kings and the queens and all that.
I mean, this is a long stretch in between the cave to that.
Right.
You can't come out of the cave and just be like, oh, I'm a Viking now, let's take over the world. You know what I mean? I think they found civilization in Africa, got civilized, and like, you know what? We can use these people in other places. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you guys this. There is no such thing as a dog without a wolf. Okay? But you agree. You do realize a wolf is one of the few animals that's on every continent.
Absolutely.
Why the hell y'all think a Negro is?
Because this is why, so this is where I was going with that. Was from that you had those that were over there. But then you had a group of us that was over here, and the dog analogy is actually excellent. Because now I can take and I can get the best pedigree of a dog, and I can get the best pedigree of a wolf or a jackal. The original was a jackal, and the wolf come off of that. All the dogs come off the jackal, right? And I can breed them to do what it is that I want them to do. We are the only people on planet Earth that was breeded by another people to be strong and serve. Out of that came, which is why you can't go around the world and find another Aretha Franklin. You can't find another, all these different people. We were bred in order to be able to do these things.
I don't think you can be bred in order to sing. That's a God-given gift. Nobody can put that into
The N-word.
Nobody can instill gifts but God. So nobody made me into the Negro I am. Nobody.
Right, I'm just saying, so in a general sense, right, in the scientific perspective, what we are looking at is people, we are the people who were bred. And the reason for that breeding was to be the strongest, was to be the best. And that's what makes us different. So when I look at, that's why I say I'm a foundational Black American.
I didn't know that.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that, I'm better than nobody else, but I do know because of our trauma, because of what we've been through, that pressure made diamonds out of us. And those diamonds, and because now I'm able to say, you know what? I know what they got. I know what you got. And sometimes I'm gonna say, well, we done had these conversations. Hey, that's just gonna come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not the right. That's saying, bro, I'm going there. You know what I'm saying? Reaching out people going there. Let's kind of
So we done been all the way
But let's just say for those who aren't black, just not say it and we won't have any problems.
You got a limited access pass and no.
No.
No? I can't get a limited
No.
But even with certain things, like I would never do that in front of the elderly or older people.
See,
I don't do that in front of my children.
well, I don't either. Yeah, somebody.
I don't.
Well, I mean, I don't say fuck in front of my parents and my kids either. But you know,
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? I say fuck around.
I still apologize in front of my dad. I'm like, hey, man, I'm about to cut.
Right, exactly. So I'm saying, you know what I mean? Shit. If you go on an interview, you ain't saying shit. This motherfucker here got me. Now you ain't.
Alright. Necessary and unnecessary.
It's very necessary.
What's necessary?
Oh, say that.
I agree though.
No, for real. I mean, me personally,
Necessary for you to be able to say, nigga free.
as a black person, yes, there's a time and a place for everything. Like I said, like it's still a derogatory term. I'm not gonna use anything else, just anywhere, anytime. So it is very necessary sometimes, and it's very unnecessary. Like when we was at the bar, and the young Hispanic male saying it over and over out loud.
Alright, genius. Necessary and unnecessary.
It's not necessary. My thing is, it's offensive when other people say it, and consider it hurtful when other people say it. Well, I want to hurt my brothers and my sisters. I can scratch that word.
I'm gonna say unnecessary because even when I use it, I still feel a little weird because I didn't use it for so long, but not because of the racial undertone of it. I just feel like I don't need it in my vocabulary. There's so many other words I can use, and you feel me? So many more better words, uplifting words. You know, I don't want to talk now. If you piss me off, I'm gonna definitely diss you. Then that's when it's necessary for me to tell this nigga right here. Get it up. That's when it's necessary. Any other time, it's unnecessary, my guys.
I agree. Unnecessary, necessary when necessary. And unnecessary.
Yeah, check this out. You feel me? We finna do something.
I agree, 150,000 goddamn percent with my nipples.
That's it. Alright.
Yeah, unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
Tune into the Necessary Unnecessary podcast on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and we at your mama house.
Thank you to our beautiful
Yeah, go.